Sue Bird throws shade at Caitlin Clark as WNBA playoff numbers soar. Caitlin Clark's rise to fame has brought her fans and critics alike. But this time around, a friend has become the critique, the former Seattle Storm point guard Sue Bird. The 4X WNBA champ has voiced her strong opinions on the rookie sensation's influence on viewership numbers, sparking discussions about the broader implications of Clark's impact on the league and its growing audience. In a recent podcast episode of A Touch More with Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe, Bird took issue with the narrative suggesting that viewership has dipped due to Caitlin Clark's absence from the playoffs. She noted that playoff games have continued to attract impressive audiences, highlighting that semifinal games experienced a remarkable 130% increase in viewership compared to the previous years. She stated, "Caitlin, she is a big draw. Yeah, she brings in all the things. We know this. We've said this, and yes, the games where she's not playing have lower viewership. But in the WNBA playoffs, let's use the semifinals as an example. The games where Caitlin obviously is not in it because her team lost are still breaking records from previous WNBA years, still cracking 1 million viewers, while talking about the rookie sensation's impact on WNBA's viewership." Her comments were a direct response to media personalities like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe, who questioned whether the league could sustain its viewership without Clark in the playoffs. She went on to emphasize that such remarks oversimplify the league's growth and undermine the collective efforts of all players. While Bird was critical of Smith and Sharpe, she also acknowledged, "You open up your Yahoo, you're going to see WNBA playoff viewership down now that Caitlin is out. And is that somewhat factually accurate?" Yes, it's not inaccurate. Viewership numbers with Caitlin Clark are astronomical during the podcast. This season, the Indiana Fever has recorded 4 consecutive sold-out crowds, averaging 17,036 fans per game, the highest in the WNBA, and 4,307 more than the New York Liberty, who averaged 12,729. The Fever also outdraws 3 NBA teams. The Washington Wizards, 16,896. Memphis Grizzlies, 16,631. And Charlotte Hornets, 16,448. Even MLB could not hold the upper hand against the Caitlin Clark effect, and it is only helping the league evolve. Speaking of astronomical viewership, it's important to note that Game 2 of both the semifinals, Las Vegas Aces versus New York Liberty and Connecticut Sun versus Minnesota Lynx, combined couldn't match the number of games featuring Caitlin Clark, especially the Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun Game 2, which set a new WNBA playoff viewership record with 2.5 million viewers. The decline in numbers can largely be attributed to intense competition from the NFL, which consistently draws large audiences and contributes to the decline in viewership for the WNBA. It's indisputable that Caitlin Clark's star power played a significant role in attracting those huge crowds in the playoffs. However, as Sue Bird highlighted, the league's success goes beyond any individual star. In fact, the 2024 season, with the most-watched regular season in ESPN's history, exemplifies this growth, with an average of 1.19 million viewers per game, and an impressive 170% increase in its viewership from the previous year. This upward trend that extended across multiple platforms, such as CBS Sports, also achieved its highest ever viewership, averaging 1.10 million viewers. Furthermore, the WNBA celebrated its highest total attendance in 22 years, welcoming 2.35 million fans to games, reflecting a 48% increase from last season. The league shattered single-game attendance records, highlighted by a standout matchup between the Indiana Fever and Washington Mystics on September 19, which attracted over 20,000 fans. With remarkable growth in digital consumption, merchandise sales, and international interest, the WNBA's influence continues to broaden on a global scale. But certainly, the tides are rising for the league whether Caitlin Clark is on the floor or not.